Thanks for joining us back. So this is part 2 of our playthrough. I'd say certainly having this extra board increases the playthrough time. Normally for a solo scenario, I think I've been wrapping things up in about 45 minutes to an hour. That last video was of itself over an hour and we're still a few generations away, so it does give you a lot more sort of extra depth to crunch through. Whether that's a good thing or not for your particular playstyle really is each their own. I quite like the fact it's not just your hand of cards that you're sort of pondering with. There's that extra dimension to it all now as well. But I like advanced alloys just for the memes, I suppose. There's no real reason we need titanium to be worth 5, but I want it. That would be fantastic. These other cards are useful but quite expensive, so we won't buy them. I just don't think. I mean, this would be worth, how many tags do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I suppose we've got 6. It'd be worth 6 income for 2 power. But for 20 credits, we could buy a standard project, get at least 1 income, not lose the power production. Yeah, I think we just spend the one credit on advanced alloys. Looking at how things are this round. Oh, didn't move these on. So the Reds get 1 extra delegate, and the Scientists. So this time around, we don't really care too much about the influence, or indeed next time. And then gain 10 credits if you have 9 or more different tags. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tags currently. So we may not need much influence for that, but there's no real negatives that we're going to get here. So the only real use of our delegates would be to avoid that 1 TR loss. Do the Calvinists have this delegate? I think not. So we would have to spend 10 money to get the Calvinists into power if we added 2 more delegates here. But we would get 6 of that money back, as opposed to the Reds, which for every TR step we make, we have to pay 3 additional credits, which we want to avoid for as long as possible. They're going to get 1 extra delegate when this event triggers. We may just have to let them have that for a round. But if we can put it off and potentially stop them from building back up, that would be pretty good. So I suppose it doesn't have to be Calvinists. We could go for Scientists on the cheap. We would only need to spend 5 there. We'd take control, and we'd have 2 tags. The benefit with Unity would be getting our titanium worth even more again. Now let's go for the Scientists. That's a fairly cheap one. It would only cost us 5 using our delegate there as well. Shift the dominance. We can add a dirigible to force precipitation, and we will take 2 floaters off to increase the Venus track, which actually gets us 2 TR. We will spend 2 energy. Oh, I didn't do the trade again. So 2 energy we will trade for 6. And we will spend 3 energy to increase oxygen with our water splitting plant. So currently our titanium is worth 5. But let's play advanced alloys first. 9 mega credits. And it is now worth 6 each. So we will use 2 of them to play hydrogen to Venus, getting us 1 more Venus step here. And also add 1 floater to a Venus card for each Jovian tag you have. Okay, that was actually better than I first read it. We can add 1 to forced precipitation. Yeah, nice. And I think We should play it sooner rather than later. We'll get Atmo collectors out as well. We'll spend 15 for this. And that lets us add 2 floaters to any card. Let's move these up. A lot of action cards going this time around. So it automatically lets us add 2 to another card, so we can add 2 more up here. And as an action itself, we will add 1 floater onto this card. This camera is very annoying. It's a manual focus, but for some reason it always seems to unfocus itself. Better. Okay. So let's place that on the lobby. What else do we want to do? We could trade again to get some more titanium, but we have no cards. So we could look at trading at Pluto, but it would just get us 1 card. We've got 16 heat. Definitely something we can do. 1, 2 steps there. Probably not worth using space mirrors to keep increasing this. I'm not so bothered about that at this stage now. We can do a standard project. We can do temperature a little way away, although we are generating a reasonable amount now. Oh, we've got just enough to build another colony. So we could build a colony on Pluto, and then it gives us better access to cards. Yeah, it's a bit extravagant, but we'll build a colony on Pluto. And the colony bonus here is 2 cards. We've got Towing a Comet, quite nice use with the titanium, and Giant Solar Shade. Fantastic. Yeah, that worked out perfectly. Now we will take those and run. We can't play either of them this round, but nice to have. Okay, so what should we do with more government then? Well, let's work out our income. We're at 39 plus 6, up to 45 income. 2 titanium, 6 energy, and 6 heat. Cable government will do temperature. If we've got 3 more Venus steps we're going to do, plus forced precipitation, we're pretty close to what we want to achieve there. So fleets will come back. Now we could have traded at Pluto with our 2 energy, but never mind. Reset those. And we would lose a TR, but we're going to become chairman, so let's ignore that. And we can only keep a maximum of 3 plants. That's fine. We will change scientists and get our TR back. And scientists will get 1 per science tag. We have 3 science tags for 3 credits. And the reds get 1 more, gives them dominance. And 1 for the scientist. Scientists will get 1 additional one here. Quite nice. Yeah. So let's have a look at a few more cards. Lose a floater to steal 5 credits, so we'd effectively gain that money. But lose a floater for it. I don't think that's worth it. Ganymede colony. Not that interested. Neutralize a factory. Yep, I like that. And we do not have a city, and we're probably not going to build one, so let's just spend 1 credit. Not bad actually, but no, we'll leave that. So just 1 credit for that 1 card. What we'll do to start us off, Atmo collectors, we can get 2 titanium from it by changing our floater into titanium, so that's pretty good. We will use forced precipitation to increase Venus. Getting a TR, and we will add a floater back onto forced precipitation with the dirigibles. I think I want to get the titanium from Triton this round, so we won't do the little Callisto trick. I think I also want to pick up cards from Pluto. The colony bonus is draw a card and discard a card, I believe. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so we'll spend 4 energy. We will get 4 titanium and draw 3 cards, but we have to discard a card. 1, 3, and that's 4 titanium. We've got the release of inert gases, quite nice just for the TR. Lava tube settlement. If we wanted a city, we'll look at more cards. Let's get rid of lava tube settlement and keep these 2. Not sure we'd necessarily want to play them now, but we could keep hold of them and see if we're feeling really confident about finishing the game. With the added titanium we've got though, we're now up to 8 titanium, each worth 5, so 40 mega credits worth of titanium. We could play both of these effectively for the cost of 10, which is pretty great. We could wait till next turn if we plough a lot of money into the Unity party, but I think we just want to get these played, so we'll spend those 8 titanium and 10 mega credits. We will gain 2 plants, raise the oxygen once. TR, we can place an ocean, and where should we go? Let's go here for a card and 2 credits, maximum of 10. Done. So we'll sell this and get that 1 credit. We hit a massive jackpot there. We get 1 TR as well for that ocean, and then 3 Venus steps. 1, 2, 3. We go 1, 2, 3. Okay. We actually don't even need the neutralizer factory. We've got enough turns left over. We'll do it without this. So yeah, we'll sell this card for 1. And let's play these now actually. We'll start by paying 7. Draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got CEO's favourite project, Big Asteroid, Cartel, and Olympus Conference. Cartel would be worth 1, 2, 3, 4 income to us. I think it's still slightly better than CEO's favourite project because we've got no animal cards. We'll keep these 2 out of it, although we might just sell this card. That is business contracts played. Big Asteroid, we should wait till we've got some titanium back. But that's nice to know we've got those 2 steps in the bag. Let's spend 14 on getting 2 TR. And we can spend 8 heat, temperature step, for another TR. We're going to play, it has to be now, so let's play Cartel. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 Earth tags. Up to 10 income. We will use water. Oh, we can't use water splitting plant. We are out of energy. We'll have to leave the oxygen this time. That's fine because we're probably going to get 1 more greenery once we've finished with the oceans. Speaking of which, well, we're going to have the reds come into power unless we do something drastic. So actually, rather than placing an ocean, who should we get into power? Mars first we've got 2 tags. The greens we don't have any tags for. Unity we do have 9 tags, so if we did spend 15 credits to get them into power, yeah, let's do that. A lot, but it almost pays for itself, and we then get the titanium bonus, and the card we've got requires titanium anyway, so I think that's worthwhile. A lot. It is a lot to spend 15 on that just to stop the reds, but if we're planning to play the big asteroid, that would cost us 6 money anyway because of the 2 TR steps, and then the water splitting plant, the forced precipitation, plus any other standard project we might do, would be looking at spending more than 15 anyway. Those reds really hamper you, so I think that's fine. We do have 5 credits left, but we'll hold on. We'll see what comes of it. So we're at 48 plus 10, so 58. We really do seem to have a very high income. I'm quite worried that I've skipped taking cards for a generation. I was looking at this, we should have 3 generations left, but feel we're going to be done way before that if that is the case. So 6 there and 6 here. World government will have them place them. No, they can do temperature. Temperature's fine. Raise these tracks. And we would lose a TR, but we're going to gain one anyway. We're not going to lose any money from cities because we don't have any. So once more, Unity comes into power. And then it slides to the reds. Scientists will gain an extra neutral delegate. And the scientists. Oh, there's this volcanic eruption again, and I think once more it's come out on the card that isn't going to come into effect. But yeah, we've had some really good cards. The only ones that penalise us haven't penalised us for what we've decided to do this time. So yeah, we've got pretty lucky on that. It will only take us 1 delegate in the scientist party to have them as the next dominant now as well because of this card, so that's pretty fortunate. Okay, let's look at some more cards. Earth Office, make those Earth tags cheaper. Could have done that early, but never mind. Nitrogen rich asteroid and the Miranda Resort. So this would another Jovian tag plus gets us income for Earth tags, and we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4. Earth Office we could have 5 for some extra income. I quite like nitrogen rich asteroid, and I did TR, and it's quite cheap considering currently our titanium are worth 6 mega credits. So we're making effectively 12 every round anyway. We do have the big asteroid here though, gets us, yeah, that's going to give us 24, so yeah, let's buy that one. And the Earth Office. Do you want Miranda as well? No, we'll leave that. So we'll spend 2 credits on these. We'll spend 1 for the Earth Office. It's only cost us 2 to get that card into play total. So it's not the end of the world. Let's do our Callisto trick. We're going to spend 4 energy. We're going to trade at Callisto for 6 power. And we're also going to trade at Pluto for 3 cards, and we have to discard 1. We've got imported hydrogen. We'll probably keep hold of this one. Penguins. They're pretty good late for the points. When you play a science tag, add 1 animal to this card. I don't think we're going to play too many. We could play it immediately though, unlike penguins, which require a little bit more work, but not much actually. Once we've played these cards, hydrogen, yeah, we'll keep penguins and just use this as our discard. Okay, so we've got good few cards here now. We'll start with a big asteroid. We've got 2 titanium, but because of the Unity parties +1, our advanced alloys and Mercurian alloys, it's actually worth 6. So that's 12 money plus 15 is enough for the big asteroid. So that gets us 4 titanium back and 2 temperature steps. 1, 2, 2. With that money, we've now got 624 in titanium, which we can spend with an extra 5. No. 6. What am I talking about? Extra 6. Get up to 31 for the nitrogen-rich asteroid. We do not have currently any plant tags. We will just get the 1 plant production. But we do get 2 TR and 1 temperature step. So 1 temperature step and 1, 2, 3 TR in total. We will spend 8 heat for a temperature step, and that lets us place an ocean. So this will be 2. And we can go here for a plant and 2 money. What we do is spend 18 on an ocean. For TR. 1 plant, 2 money. And that means we've got 8 oceans out. We can play penguins for 7. We can use them to add a penguin on there. But also now when we play imported hydrogen, we have somewhere to place these animals. So it's 16, but minus 3 because we played the Earth office. So 13. We'll take those 2 animals and place an ocean. We'll place the ocean. Let's place it here for the 2 plants. That's 8 plants. We'll place a greenery here for a plant and 2 money. And an oxygen step. We can use our water splitting plant with 3 power to raise the oxygen. We will use dirigibles to add a floater onto dirigibles, because force precipitation yeah, force precipitation is fine. We can take 2 off there to raise Venus 1 step for TR, and we will place our free delegate in the scientist party to move dominance. We cannot take control there, particularly with the amount of money we have left, but that's not a huge problem. I think that was a pretty good turn. We've done the oceans. We're 1 oxygen, 1 Venus, and a few temperature away. So let's do the temperature. Okay, our income, we're at 6 plus 59, so 65. 2 titanium. Finally, a plant. 6 power. 6 heat. And we will lose 1 TR. Do we have 9 tags? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we do have the influence, so we will get 10 credits. We've got 2 influence, 1 for being chairman, 1 for being in the dominant party, but not the party leader. So that's perfect. We change dominant party. It's going to be the scientists again. And we have how many science tags? 1, 2, 3. So we get 3 credits. The Greens will gain a neutral delegate. and the scientists will gain a neutral delegate. Again, we can keep the Reds, out of power. They've got 3 delegates, the Greens have 3, so we can just put 1 over there and stop them coming into office. Let's have a look at the penultimate cards. Atlanta Labs. For drawing 2 cards, getting 2 points. We do have those 3 science tags, so maybe we'll keep that. We only need to do 1 more Venus step, but what we can do with dirigibles is use floaters on this card as if they're worth 3 money. So we could play, add another floater onto dirigibles. We've already got 1 on here, so we'd get 6 credits on there. We could add 3 more credits on to there. Lets us play this card basically for free, and we'd get the Venus step we need, so that's quite a good combo. Callisto Penal Mines for the 2 points. I didn't advance our colonies. Let's move these ships back. I think the shipyard's worth it, 5 money effectively, because we've got 10 credits worth to get 1 point. It's by 3. We're by 3 cards. It only costs 3 credits. Excellent. So let's start off. As we said, we can use dirigibles, add another floater there, and we'll spend those 2 floaters as 6 credits towards air scraping, so we need another 7. This air scraping gives us a Venus step, and we'll add those 3 floaters on dirigibles. So this Venus step finishes that off, gets us on there. And then with the 9 credits worth on dirigibles, we use the Atlanta Lab. We only have to spend 1 extra credit, and we draw 2 cards. Cheaper way to get a delegate into a party, that's pretty good. And this just gives us an extra influence. And the scientists are in power. Nice. I'm not sure we particularly need that right now, because there's only some nice effects coming up, but interesting to see these cards. I've not seen either of them before. Could have saved us a lot of money having this. Yeah, I like these cards. +1 influence, that's pretty fantastic. You could effectively have 4 influence. The normal maximum bonus you can get from influence is 3. Chairman, party leader for the dominant party, and a delegate in the dominant party. But this pushes it up, so if we wanted to get that extra influence, considering the next event gives us a card, that's quite nice for only 5. Okay. What we will do, we use our penguins, add an animal onto that, and we'll add a floater onto the Atmo collectors. We have 16 feet. We'll get 2 steps down there, and we will spend 3 power to get the temperature done. So we are finished, but we have 1 generation left. Oh no, we've got 1 temperature left. We've certainly got the money. I definitely feel like I might have missed. Go back and probably leave a comment if I'm talking nonsense. Let's, for the sake of it, just in case, spend our money on doing that temperature bump, even though we're going to have the heat, just so we can say we have done it, in case I have miscounted. So we spend 14. Let's raise that temperature. We spend 2 power to come to Callisto to get 6, but we will spend 4 of that power to also go to Pluto, and we draw 3 cards, discarding 1. Two animals onto a Venus card. Don't have any. Gain a mega credit for each city in play isn't great. Ironworks. That is quite nice, but not at this point. But We get to keep 2 of them. Let's keep the ones which are worth points, I suppose. Although we don't have 5 floaters, we might end up with it by the end. Okay. What we can also do is spend 10 money with the scientist, draw 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. Breathing filters, predators, and ice cap melting. So we sell ice cap melting for a coin. We will play predators for 14. And activate it. And with solo rules, we can treat it as we're taking an animal from the neutral players. That's pretty good. We'll spend 11 on breathing filters, just for the points. We'll spend 10 plus 5 money on the Vesper shipyard. Get another titanium production. Let's spend 5 money to get this extra influence. And we've got 14 money to get the Freya biodomes out, which loses us a power production but gets us 2 income. And we want to place our neutral delegate into the greens so they become the dominant party. Stop those pesky reds from ever getting into power is a huge part of what you need to play around on this board with. They can come into power early, that's not too much of a problem, but definitely not late. Okay, so we don't need the world government to do anything, and potentially this is the end of the game if I've done my counting wrong. It does seem like I might have, since we've done so well. I do always have, I'm going to risk doing this, I always have the cards set up in a little stack over here. It's only if, like at the start of the game where we took our turn and forgot to pick up a hand of cards, that the count goes wrong. I do always have just 11 stacks of 4 cards ready. I get too excited with a plan, sometimes I just jump straight through and into the next round. So let's do a quick tally count and see where we came to with the points, and obviously I'll have to just double check that I haven't cheated us on this game. So we've got a lot of point cards at the end that we played. We did start off with some negatives, didn't we? We have 2, 4, 6 penguins and 3 predators, so let's add those 9 points on. What other cards do we have there? Only 1 more point. So we've got only a -1. And then 1 for every 2 colonies, so that's 1 point. And 2, 4, 6, 8, and 11. So it moves us round to 82. With our plant production phase, we can place 1 more greenery. We go in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more points there. Round to 88. So, not biggest score, but for Terralabs, and that minus TR at the start and very small income, we got quite a good engine going, quite a lot of income. Nice and soon actually, so pretty good. I think the events were much more kind to us that time round. I don't believe we got hit for anything except for our TR being quite high. We lost a reasonable amount of money. I think, was it 24 credits or something? But even then, by that point, we were steamrolling through. Our combo to get Venus up, as well as to raise the temperature every turn, was pretty fantastic. And then once we had our colony out in Callisto, and we could do an efficient trade of 2 energy to turn into 6 energy every round, we were pretty much on course for a win there. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was an interesting little wrinkle with Terralabs, and their cheap ability did mean you didn't have to worry too much about long-term planning. With the solo game, often investing heavy with cards at the start, which you may not use till much later, does slow down how quickly you can get your engine rolling. But with this only costing 1, as I believe we did a couple of times, we were 1 credit short of doing an action. We just sold a card we'd literally just bought. It didn't matter. But if we didn't need those credits, we could keep the card and make use of it later. So pretty good, actually. I quite like that. I could see some of those starting abilities which let you, there's a Prelude card which gives you a big chunk of extra income, would be really useful with Terralabs, or as we did, just something that gives you either income or a few extra TR steps to offset this at the start, because effectively you're at 11 money. It's a very similar start to what we had with the corporation last time as well, where we started on 10 income. It takes you a long time to get going if you don't get a nice boost for your money at the start. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Do leave us a comment what your impressions of Turmoil have been. As we found, it does add quite considerably in a solo game, especially to the length of the game, but I've enjoyed it. It's something else to think about. Awesome. Cheers for now. Stay safe.